talked a little bit earlier about TJ Dillashaw getting popped by USADA.
Yeah.
And that is good timing for I guess, for our discussion on the Bantamweight division. This really changes everything. Right now, right now the championship is vacant. The unfortunate thing is the proper title contenders for that vacant spot are Rafael Assunção and Marlon Moraes, and they just fought.
Yeah.
If this news would have come out like right afterwards,
A little different.
that fight would have been the championship fight for the vacant title.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that fight already happened. So Marlon Moraes won, and there's no other clear contender for this vacant title. It looks like they're going to put Henry Cejudo in this fight.
That's what I saw you say, and the thing is, it makes all sense. I mean, Marlon Moraes has done nothing wrong in his division. He's done everything right. He deserves to get to that point. Cejudo has to realize for his overall gain, I'm very well surrounded by people that are supporting me. I did something to DJ, and then DJ left, so now I'm the next guy that says, all right, DJ's not my problem anymore. Everyone below me. Okay, cool. Take advantage of the opportunities to get in there and make nasty decisions and have a huge high risk with reward, because right now he can defend two fucking different separate divisions. Go up to Bantam, decide to do something nasty, win.
You already beat their champion.
Who
may have been on roids.
And by the way, I'm going to sit back, guys, in the summertime, maybe get cut down at 125 and around about November. Does somebody want to go old school flyweight before this division's caked? And by the way, if I win, I might save our division. Henry Cejudo right now has the wand. He can make what he wants happen. The problem is he going to have enough fucking time? Honestly.
Yeah,
But I agree. I'm sorry to go back to what you said though. Moraes Cejudo makes 100% because both the guys have earned it. They both beat, not both beat. You had obviously Cejudo beat TJ. You obviously have to let Moraes. There's nobody that's touched him.
Yeah, I mean Moraes is the shoe-in, and it's hard for me to hate on Cejudo being in the fight because he did just beat the champion. Like I said, I wish that the news would have broke earlier,
I know.
And you'd be able to have Moraes in that Assunção fight be for the title. That makes sense. Since that didn't happen, I guess it makes sense for it to be Cejudo. The other options are Aljamain Sterling, Pedro Munhoz. I mean,
and they're right there. I mean,
they're right there, but I think it makes more sense for them to have a number one contender fight than to be in the title fight.
I would just hate to see one of those guys go into a fight and just get absolutely annihilated and be obvious that they're not ready for that caliber yet, and then it hurts that division even more because flyweight division's hurting. The next division you do not allow to look vulnerable is the bantamweight. So pick your best fights, and what have we talked before? If Dominic Cruz was in this division right now, this is a completely different conversation. This is a completely different scenario. And this is people that are about to make moves that changes that belt out 2 to 3 times a year depending on how many items they can get in.
Yeah, actually when I first heard the news, I was kind of excited because I was like, oh, this means that Cejudo is going to have to go back down and defend his belt, and that the people in the Bantamweight division aren't going to have to wait for TJ and Cejudo to fight before they can get to their belt. And then it ended up just being the same story with different faces. It looks like it's going to be Cejudo and Moraes. But
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, hopefully they send Cejudo back down. I guess I'm hoping that Moraes wins this. Cejudo goes back to 125 and defends that belt.
Yeah.
And Moraes, who I think was going to be the champion of TJ Dillashaw, had been holding the title, gets his shot at the title now. So instead of him having to wait, he gets it right now, which is good for him. He definitely deserves
has
it.
to do everything to make that division look good, and then deal with Bantam later. Yeah, make that flyweight. You want to talk about keeping the flyweight around? You have to do things that makes the flyweight division look good.
It made sense at first when they had TJ had already come down, but at this point,
it's a big monkey wrench.
Other than that, really the only big upcoming fight in the bantamweight division is Alex Perez moving up.
Which I think is a great choice, honestly, for him, not only because the division is 50-50, also because he can bang out with the guys in Bantam.
Yeah, I think it's going to work out for him. He's fighting Mark De La Rosa this coming weekend, actually. He is the favorite in that fight, a minus 300 favorite. But I think that it'll be interesting to watch him. And also, Said Nurmagomedov is moving up from flyweight to bantamweight. He's an maybe a one-loss fighter. He's on a long win streak. Yeah. He did well in the flyweight division, and I believe he's moving up to the bantamweight division. I think that if you had any thoughts about moving up to bantamweight division, you probably ought to do it before you get cut right now.
You better do it and get your line in place.
I mean, if you're not in the top 5 fighting for a title, then I don't know.
You've seen too many guys. Smoka had that situation. Unfortunately, he lost. We talked about that the first podcast ever. My thing right now is you have guys that, I won't get back to Marlon Vera, but I think Marlon Vera right now could go and fight his original fight right now. Tohemius Almeida. Thomas Almeida. He was scheduled to fight Thomas Almeida. It did not happen. You got Thomas Almeida against Marlon Vera. Are you kidding me? That is the fight that I'll watch 10 times in a row. That happens. Marlon Vera comes in, jumps in the top 10 maybe, because John Jobson just lost. And then Thomas Almeida, unfortunately, is not heard of for 2 more fights. But that's what's happening in the Bantam on the low end right now. His stuff is trading, it's moving, and it's awesome. But the problem is, who's available?
Yeah.
Because right now with this TJ stuff, that top could change like that. And all of a sudden the bottom goes, well, I'm really 15, but I could be a 9 tomorrow because of what just happened up top.
Yeah, I'd love to see the guys at the top right now go at it. I mean, we have Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz both coming off big wins, looking to get a title shot. I think that's a great shot, a great fight for a number 1 contender. Pedro just knocked out Cody. Yeah. Aljamain Sterling is coming off 3 wins in a row. He just beat Jimmy Rivera. His last loss was to Marlon Moraes.
Yep.
So I think that is the fight to make outside of the title fight.
You know someone they've not talked about in this division a lot that's very high ranked and has had some entertaining fights? John Lineker.
He's fighting soon.
No, I know he's fighting but God, I'd be getting his name out there because I'm telling you right now, John, if he wins this next fight, you got Cody coming off a loss. You got fucking Dominic, who's just paralyzed. Aljamain and Pedro are probably going to fight. He might be fighting Rafael.
Yeah.
With a win like that, because right now you got Marlon Moraes that might move over to lightweight or move back. Or I'm sorry, you're going to have Marlon Moraes fight the 135, so he may not fight anybody else the rest of the year if he ends up fighting Cejudo. You know what I'm saying? So let's say
he might take off the rest
he loses. That sucks because he's got to make a movement, and then guess what? Somebody else is closer in line. So I mean,
yeah, it's
that's the top of this division's
fun.
That's a quick ladder.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that haven't fought each other yet. There are definitely some top guys that have fought each other.
Yeah,
like Rafael Sunsau's fought everyone.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
Yeah. So
that's what's awesome.
Yeah, but like I think maybe a Rafael Sunsau and Aljamain Sterling fight, a rematch there.
Nice. That would be very nice.
And then I honestly wouldn't mind seeing if Rafael Sunsau wins like that kind of a fight, having him fight Marlon Moraes again. I know they just fought.
Back. Well, no, but it's a redemption.
Yeah, but they're 1-1.
Exactly.
Yeah, they deserve he deserves a trilogy fight.
And that's what's cool about this division. There's guys that are not fucking 22 years old fighting this division. You got guys that are veterans that are 31, and they're going in and making stop. Yeah, I mean, Rafael's 36.
Yeah.
This is great to see in this division.
Any other fights you're looking at making? We talked about maybe Peter Yan and Nathaniel Wood. I think that'd be fun to watch.
That's one that I'd like to see for sure. In a perfect world, I would love to see a Dominic Cruz-Cody again. Dominic Cruz comes off an injury.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see Dominic Cruz fight again. I guess that's where I'd love
in general, Dominic Cruz fights.
Yeah.
But Cody's coming off 3 losses, 2 to a champion fight. This last one, him getting greedy. Let's say Cody fights Dom, Dom too. And then guess what? Maybe Cody doesn't gain.
I'd like to see both of them fight before that. I want to see that fight again, but
it's timing though, because Dom might not be healthy till the fall.
Is he hurt again?
He's all fucked up. That's
then why
the whole
even
reason he's out. That's what I'm saying. Is Cody
still?
Yes. He's not
Jesus,
booked any
dude.
fights.
No, yeah, I know he's not booked any fights. He's waiting for a title fight.
Well,
they haven't offered it to him yet.
That's not gonna happen, bud. So much shit's gonna happen. But Cody, let's say Cody wants to fight this year. Maybe fight him in I don't know, June. Have him fight Dom, but is Dom ready? That's the biggest deal. Are people ready to go right then?
Yeah, those are the two fighters I want to watch this year. See if Dominic Cruz comes back. That's been my same answer for the last 3 years. That's what I've wanted to watch.
Yeah.
To see if Dominic Cruz comes back.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
then what does Cody do after 3 consecutive knockouts? I mean, this is a crossroads, man.
He fights for his job, or he's Henry Morale.
Yeah,
he's either Henry Morale right now. 4 losses in a row in the Bantam. When you were champion,
when you get knocked out, when you get knocked out again, man, like your head can't take it.
You're not the right.
Yeah, your chin's not there. It's not there if you get knocked out one more time.
What did TJ always said? I never thought Cody had a chin to begin with. Because he watched Cody in one of his amateur fights get knocked cold the fuck out. He knew he was not ready for this speed. Problem is, Cody faked it and made it so long
until he
no one thought about it, and he made it, and it's like, sweet. Problem is, there's other people that know how to fake and make it and also make out what you're doing. And I think, just like you said, can fucking Cody take out basically 3 knockout losses in a row after being the champion, lost people from his camp, and say, yeah, I'm going to come into the next fight as hungry as I was when I was champion. He made Dominic Cruz look like he didn't know what the hell was going on.
He outclassed Dominic Cruz, which is hard to do.
And now Cody's in a contention to say Cody might be out of the top 15 by the end of the year. You fucking kidding me? That's scary, dude. That's what this division's doing right now. It is moving like a freight train.
And then Marlon Vera. That's the other guy you're watching?
Oh, my God. Marlon Vera right now, if he stays on par with what's happening in this division, the movement, how fast, I'm saying by the end of 2021, not 2020, end of 2021, he has a belt at some point.
Who do you think's got the belt in 2020?
I think Morales has it.
Moraes?
Yeah, Moraes. Yeah, I think Moraes keeps it. He's too sound. He's too powerful. He's too hungry right now. He's just going to go in there with no reckless abandon problems. Right in, says this is a different level.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the best. I think he beats Cejudo.
Which is
I don't
great
know
for the
if
sport.
he fights again this year. Maybe he does. I think he wins whoever they put in front of him. What about when TJ comes back? You think he beats TJ?
Depends on what TJ we see. Do we see a TJ that is not on some type of steroid? Do we see a TJ that did not train as hard? Do we see a TJ that trained too much? Do we see a TJ that's getting finally father-timed? That's over a year till we get to see a TJ Dillashaw fight anybody. So, love to see.
I don't think he'll lose too much. I expect TJ Dillashaw to come back and beat TJ Dillashaw.
How quick does somebody book a fight with him on that USADA? He got busted in February. It's a year.
It's a year from the day. Yeah, it's like January 20 or like 19 or 29 or something like that. It's towards the end of January. So yeah, it'd be February, March card. Yeah, February, March card at the earliest.
Of 2020. That's a very long time in his world. He is not 27 years old. So I worry about steroids or not, whatever. Take all that away. Anybody doesn't fight that long. George A. Masvidal proved me wrong on that, but how many other people can roll that dice?
Dominic Cruz also. George St. Pierre.
Yeah, but the thing is, how many times very regularly does that happen? Not very often.
Yeah, but I think it's not a given. I think that you can avoid ring rust.
You can because Masvidal just proved that.
Yeah.
My thing with TJ is he going to be able to come back and feel like he's in that same groove that he was when he was fighting for everybody? Cody fighting for Cejudo, fighting again for Cody. he wants to be on top and be the dominant. Being off this long could fuck with his head.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got on that.
Yeah. Plus the stigma that comes with it. I mean, that's going to fuck with your head
It's
just
a big
as much.
sticker.
I mean,
it's a big sticker on your head, man.
When people call you cheaters for the rest of your, how do you deal with that mentally? That's a big
tough.
deal. Yeah, it is.